Welcome to Deep Dive Dialogue on Transforming Sickle Cell Disease Care, Innovations in Diagnostic and Emerging Therapies. Sickle cell disease is a hereditary blood disorder caused by abnormal hemoglobin, leading to distorted red blood cell, chronic anemia, pain, and organ damage. Innovations in diagnostics such as genetic screening and emerging therapies like gene editing and novel drugs are revolutionizing sickle cell disease care, offering hope for improved outcomes. To discuss this topic, we have with us Dr. Himani Pandey. Dr. Himani Pandey is a seasoned molecular geneticist with 15 years of expertise specializing in uncovering genetic etiologies of rare monogenic disorders. Currently, she is serving as lab head genomics at Redcliffe Genetics. She excels in predicting analysis and advanced sequencing techniques, contributing significantly to the understanding of rare genetic diseases. So, welcome, Dr. Himani.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So, we should know about the sickle cell disease first. So, my first question to you is what is sickle cell disease and how does it affect the structure and function of red blood cells?
Yeah, so first of all, we need to understand what is a sickle cell disease or the sickle cell anemia. So, sickle cell disease, or you can say it the sickle cell anemia, it's an inherited genetic disorders that affects the hemoglobin and the major protein that carries the red blood cells, that carries the oxygen in the red blood cells. So normally, the red blood cells are the disc shape and they are very flexible so that they can move easily through the blood vessels. But in sickle cell disease, the red blood cells become a crescent shape, or you can say the sickle shape. So that due to a gene mutation in the HBB gene, and this mutation changed the protein structure, but it's a replacement of the glutamic acid to the valine. So these when the mutation happened, so these red blood cells sickle and they do not bend, so they cannot they don't move easily, and they can block the blood flow of the rest of the body. And 20 days, but this sickle cell lives only 10 to 20 days.
Hmm.
That's causing a anemia. Also, these sickle cells blocking the small vessels that leads to pain and organ damage and the inflammation. Since this is a autosomal recessive disorder, so normally, like parents, its parents has an autosomal recessive trait, so they will not show any symptoms, but they can pass this mutation, this variant to their children. So in autosomal recessive condition, 25% probands will be affected with this disorders. So this is a prevalence of this autosomal recessive disorder. So in India, approximate 1.5 million people living with sickle cell disease, and most of the states are affected with this sickle cell disease, like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, and some part of the Telangana. So this is all about the sickle cell disease.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think you have well explained it, like how it happens and where the prevalence is, so that we can catch the disease early on by genetic screening. So my next question is that what is the current approach to diagnosing sickle cell disease and how do screening and confirmatory tests complement each other in ensuring accurate diagnosis and early intervention?
There are many tests, basic to advanced, like complete CBC, as we all know about the CBC, complete blood cells count. So it can detect the hemoglobin mutation affects the hematological parameters. So if we know that if the anemia is there, so there may be chances of this disease. Also, another test is the peripheral blood smear. So this test examines the morphological of the red blood cells and evaluate any microscopical changes. Like I said that in the normal blood cells, they are disc shaped. And but the in the sickle cell, the shape is changed to the sickle type or the crescent type. So this is the test where we can check the morphological status of the red blood cells. Also, HPLC test is there, like high performance liquid chromatography.
Hmm.
So this test document to the separate of the hemoglobin fraction, as they have we know as they have the different interaction and the with the stationary phase. So HPLC detect a different type of the hemoglobin phased. So this is based on the retention time and the shape of the peak.
Hmm.
So each hemoglobin has a specific retention time, and that can be compared with the retention time of the known hemoglobin fraction. So this is the like very good test to detect the HBS shape and the mutation of the HBS.
Hmm.
And another basic tests are there like hemoglobin electrophoresis and solubility cycling test. So solubility cycling test is based on the polymerization of HBS. In the deoxygenate state. So most of the like nowadays this test is widely used for to detect the sickle cell disease in the routine test. So
Right.
these are the basic tests.
Correct. So from basic to advanced technologies, basic you have covered that CBC, sickling test, HPLC. Now, since genetic technologies are really becoming, part and parcel of our clinical practice, so how can advancements in genetic technologies improve detection of sickle cell disease?
Yeah, so there are many genetic tests to detect the sickle cell disease, and the genetic study is a very important to precise the detection of the various types of sickle cell disease. As I have said earlier, the gene is responsible for the sickle cell disease that is HBB, beta globin gene. Okay, so based on the detection of the beta globin mutation, that leads to the sickle cell disease and development. So there are some tests which used to detect the sickle cell disease, like RFLP, restriction fragment length polymorphism. So this test was used to detect the sickle cell disease based on the restriction enzyme, and which removed the recognition site of the beta S mutated gene. So this is a very old technique. Currently, people don't use this technique to detect the sickle cell disease. And DNA microarray is there, and microarray have been used for the genome wide association studies, GWAS studies,
Hmm.
to identify a SNPs. SNPs means a single nucleotide polymorphism.
Hmm.
So in a single run, we can detect a multiple patient, multiple we can run a multiple patient and detect the SNPs.
Hmm.
But nowadays, a sequencing technology is widely used to detect the mutation of the sickle cell disease.
Hmm.
Like NGS can be run like as a whole exome sequencing, where we sequenced all the coding genes, coding region,
Hmm.
whole genome sequencing, and particular blood-related gene panel are there.
Hmm.
And if we are very sure about the sickle cell disease, then beta globin gene sequencing is there, so which can detect gene mutation, point mutation. So there is only one point mutation
Hmm.
which is responsible for the sickle cell disease, that is C.20A2T in a exon 1 or in the HBV gene.
Hmm.
So other tests are there like digital PCR,
Hmm.
but the advantage of this test, ddPCR, that we require a very low concentration of the DNA.
Okay.
But in the sequencing technology, we require a very good concentration of the DNA.
Hmm.
So digital PCR, it's a very cost effective, and we can detect the SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphism, in the HBV gene.
Hmm.
PGT tests are there if the parents are carrier of this sickle cell disease.
Hmm.
So during the IVF process, genetic analysis of the embryo during IVF can be identified. The select and we can select the embryo without the sickle cell disease.
Hmm.
And of course, carrier screening are there for the
Hmm.
sickle cell disease, where the affected region is, like I have already told, that many states the sickle cell disease traits are very number of high of this sickle cell disease.
Correct.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
genomic technologies, you have told us that what are being used. So are there any point of care diagnostic tools which can be incorporated and can be made accessible and affordable to underserved population and cover the population widely?
Ma'am, developing simpling and rapid of the affordable screening tools are there, so that we can uh, like uh, micro technology can be used to screen for the sickle cell disease,
Hmm.
and uh, in resources of the limited setting and developing the like countries, but making a point of care test cheaper than gold standard test. So this is like this can be cheaper than the gold like electrophoresis, like
Hmm.
HPLC I have said. So
Hmm.
HPLC is the like basic, like
Hmm.
this can be used as a POC.
Correct. So I think it's cost effective also, and it can cover the
Yeah,
budget.
it is very cost effective because the genetic tests are very like costly in somehow, but normally patient cannot afford this. But
Hmm.
HPLC, it's a very basic test, and
Correct.
yes, ma'am.
So I think you have pinpointed very well that people should and even the clinicians who are practicing should try detecting sickle cell with the help of HPLC first, because it's very affordable, very accessible, and wider population we can cover it.
Yes,
So my last question to you is, what are the latest approved therapies for sickle cell disease, and how do they improve upon existing treatment?
yes, ma'am. So, as we know, there are some traditional treatments like hydroxyurea medicine, but there are some limitations of this test, like myelosuppression is there because of this medications. And usually, for sickle cell disease patient, they go for the blood transfusion, but also there is a like disadvantage of this. Blood transfusion because they can carry a risk of the iron overloaded, and yes, BMT is there, but this is a very costly, and in this BMT bone marrow transplantation, a curative option but limited of the donor availability and risk of the graft versus host disease. But recently scientist has discovered the gene therapy, this is approved, and Casgevy, the first is FDA approved gene therapy for the sickle cell disease, and it is now like used a new genome editing technology. So this Casgevy works by using the CRISPR-Cas9 editing the patient own blood forming stem cells, and the editing of edited cells produce more fetal hemoglobin, which helps the body make more healthy RBCs. So this therapy is approved by the US and European and Britain, Canada. So many of the countries approve this therapy. And gene therapy is a way is the permanent cure for any genetic disorders, including the sickle cell anemia, ma'am.
Correct, correct.
Yes.
So, with this, I think we should conclude the session. And I believe that advancement in diagnostic technologies and therapies are really improving the outcomes of patients with sickle cell disease. And with wider population coverage, we can, detect the carrier, and hereby spread can be, stopped.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.